things are getting worse. In the next couple of months, a lot of us won't be able to afford food, housing, clothes. We all know that Jamaican is not the only one. Mexico do a lot. You see, they cross the border every day. But some people and other Caribbean people have done it. You know, go on their green card, their vacation, using their green card, is having problems even entering, or they're holding their green card and telling them, oh, you have to show up for court, or you have to show up for, you know, some form of hearing or questioning. And they can. Some of them are being detained and deported back to their country. So if it's your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Julie. I hope all is well with everyone this Saturday morning. Well, I have a little bit of immigration update and a few things to say to a lot of people that's been leaving comments on my videos. There's nothing wrong with the comments. I don't care. I do believe we all have a right to our own opinion, and I do agree. I will say we're adults. We can all agree to disagree, and that's no problem. But when you're going to get on here and get nasty and rude, I am going to block you, delete you completely from my channel, which you guys probably already see that. Anyways, nevertheless, let's get this straight. The immigration update that I've gotten, that starting this week, just started around sometime midweek, that a lot of people that have applied, or it's going to be almost impossible for people to get their green card in America, especially for those that have got here under false pretenses, they claim, and fraud. That's what they're saying. And they're claiming if you get here, and if you notice a lot of people being arrested, like why, and they're in the process, is because of that reason. They're saying that marrying to an American citizen does not guarantee a pathway to residency in the United States, or a green card as they call it. Being married, period, is no guarantee it's going to help you. They've been saying that a lot of people doing it, you know, for other reasons, not because they really want to. They're doing it for business. They're doing it, you know, false marriages, stuff like that. So they're really digging into the background. But for those who have somehow violated the rules, or, you know, did not obey the rules in the beginning before they started a process for their green card, it's more than likely they're not going to get their green card. And there's a umpteen of reasons we could all sit here and discuss fear mongering. Oh, this is not true. Yes, it is true. You don't need me to tell you alone. You could read it on the immigration update post, which anyone could Google and find it and get on there and see where I'm coming from with this argument. Remember now, everything is not set in stone. Everything is not fully detailed. But if you get your lawyer, you might be in good standings if you do the right thing. In the first place, when you got here, you'd be okay. But for those who have overstayed, those who have came through the Mexico border or any border, Canadian border, to obtain entry to the United States, some of them, you know, come on the boats, come on different entrances, any entrance that you come in, and once it's not legit, or it wasn't on the basis of them giving you the right to do it in the first place, it's a possibility you won't get your green card. And they're making it impossible for some Jamaicans, period, to begin with, because of the simple fact Jamaica is one of the main countries or islands that they say run off a lot on their visas, which is sad, but that's what they're saying. I'm not saying this, they're saying this. A lot of people get offended when people say that, but we all know that Jamaican is not the only one. Mexico do a lot. You see, they cross the border every day. But some people and other Caribbean people have done it. Asians have done it, you know, over the years. So, but also those that have applied for asylum also have a problem. And there is a big issue right now with a lot of things that's going on. Another issue is people, I'm not sure what countries they're going to apply it to, or it will be, you know, implemented, or will it ever even really be implemented, about that $15,000 bond that they're trying to get out of people to pay in order to obtain a visa. I'm not sure if it's for every kind of visa or it's just for visiting, work, or whatever. They're trying to say people have to give. So, but the thing is, no one knows who they have to give this $15,000 to. Giving someone a $15,000 bond just to enter a country, I believe that's ridiculous. In Jamaica, that's fairly $1 million. Yeah, that's a lot of money. If somebody could obtain that, they probably wouldn't even bother need to come here. There's other countries to go to without spending that kind of money. So I guess a lot of people will be going to other countries to visit or work or live or whatever the case might be. If you're going to think about all the possibilities that you give that money, and they hold that money as long as they want, because if you get a 10-year visa, I'm wondering, is it going to be they hold your $15,000 for 10 years to prove that you never run off? Or will you get it back immediately the moment you return back to your country, you know, Jamaica or other Caribbeans or other places? That's if Jamaica is on the list. No one knows which country is on the list. But Jamaica is pretty much, you know, shouting it out because they're curious, like, what's really happening here? And we all know bond is something that sometimes you make a bond and you go bail someone out. They usually keep the money until, you know, the case is over, whatever. But the case might be this. Even if you return to your country, because you're still obtaining their visa in your hand, will that make it okay for them to stay keeping your money until your 10 years is up, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year entry, whatever you might get? That's the big question for a lot of countries, like how this is going to work and who is going to keep your money. And you know, we all know America don't like to pay back nothing, because that's how they are. Even if you apply for a visa and you never get it, you know what happened, you wind up lose that money. So let's see what happens. And if you come this far in the video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. So some of the applications that's been put in the United States for people that got, you know, been living here waiting to get their status of adjustment, that's been filed for. We all know people that run off, either enter in from Mexico, anywhere. Some of them come from Canada too, will be denied just for the fact how they enter the United States. And a lot of people don't know this. They have made it clear that a lot of people will not be able to get a green card in the United States, and it's simply because of the entry, the way they enter the United States. And I've been saying it for a long time to people, like, just be careful, because these people are not playing. They're going back and they're checking records, and some people that have gotten their green card is going to lose it for that reason too. They're keeping quiet about it, but some of the people, they're wondering, like, why they're getting arrested and they have a green card. Some of the issues they have is the fact that they got arrested, or there's something on their name, or something pending, or something not correct, which they're going back and checking, and that's also causing a big problem for a lot of people that's living here. Some people that's entering the United States now, you know, going their green card, their vacation, using their green card, is having problems even entering, or they're holding their green card and telling them, oh, you have to show up for court, or you have to show up for, you know, some form of hearing or questioning. And they can. Some of them are being detained and deported back to their country. So it's a sticky situation for a lot of us immigrants here that's living in the United States. And another thing a lot of people don't understand, that a lot of U.S. citizens that's living here, and I don't mean people that's coming from Jamaica like myself and even other Caribbean countries, I mean born citizens that's leaving the U.S. and they're leaving the United States for a lot of reasons. Some of the reasons are like, you wouldn't believe why. They're tired too. Some of the American citizens are really tired of actually living here underneath these kind of situation, and you don't blame them. I don't blame them. And why I don't blame them is because, for several reasons, it's the fact that things are getting worse. In the next couple of months, a lot of us won't be able to afford food, housing, clothes, cars, anything, because of the increase on the tariff that's going on. A lot of us are going to have it very hard down the line just to maintain our lifestyles. And especially when you have children, things are costly to begin with. Then another $2,500 per person. Come on now, that's a lot of money. And especially when they're not increasing on wages. Wages are going to stay the same. It's just you're going to be spending more than what you don't have. It's almost like buying a house and not able to really pay for it. Is it going to be the same thing? You know, mind you, the interest rate is ridiculous to begin with already. So a lot of people won't be able to buy even foreign cars. The parts are going to go up. So we're going to have a big problem. But if you come this far in the video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. God bless.